Welcome to DJM TV.
My correct people, greet you now. Welcome now once again to DJM TV.
Hey my people, Naija Chief Justice, the CJA of Naija, he don't come outside though. He wan come dey bring out voice now say make dem follow the right path o, make judges do this way they do that o, forgetting the way wey be say e take make forgery and mago legalize for Naija unto this past judgement and this thing wey dem do for Supreme Court unto presidential election tribunal issue and all of them. Anyway my people, I no go talk to my play on this video now. I'm gonna show this analysis so onto the CJN voice we want to bring out now. When I watch and make sure don't forget to like and share. Watch the video.
The Chief Justice of Nigeria, while declaring open the 2023 Conference of Judges of the Federal High Court, warned them not to bring shame and tarnish the image of the judiciary. Look who's talking. Which judiciary and image is he talking about? The Nigerian judiciary that he leads? The one that politicians have lost confidence in, to the extent that they say they won't challenge election results in court because they already know that the courts will turn the law upside down to the favor of incumbents or the highest bidder. This CJN that openly sang praises of politicians in forums that he wasn't supposed to attend. A CJN that bows to a party chairman and someone that was famed taking thousands of dollars as kickback from a contractor when he was governor of Kano State. A CJN that was accused of abuse of power by a fellow judge, now retired of course. Why is the CJN not taking his own advice? This is a man who delayed the appointment of justices to the Supreme Court so that the new justices won't disrupt the agenda of upholding Tinubu's heist and forgery. Under the watch of Olukayode Ariwola, judges threw away lawful votes cast by the electorate in the name of justice delivery. Under his watchful eyes, judges uphold forgery without shame. In fact, they descend so low to the level of defending the respondents. One judge had the audacity to say that despite the fact that the certificate was not issued by the institute legally authorized to issue it, that the certificate wasn't a requirement for contesting for governor. Therefore, he and his colleagues upheld the certificate forgery. Hey, what a shameful perversion of justice just because of money. Under the CJN's watch, the Supreme Court led by Inyang Okoro refused to determine the appeal of the Labour Party. They said the Labour Party's appeal shall abide the outcome of Atiku's appeal, but the petitions are not the same thing. The Labour Party sought different interpretations that are quite different from what Atiku sought in his appeal, most especially the issue of Tinubu's drug money forfeiture of $460,000. They were so arrogant that they didn't even deem it fit to release a certified true copy of the judgment to the petitioners. When they were pressed harder, they released a 3-page document. Yes, what you are seeing on screen is the certified true copy of their judgment. 3 pages for all the constitutional issues Labour Party raised in their appeal. They just waved all of them away. Saying that they dismissed the appeal is not enough. They have to give detailed reasons and convince Nigerians that the appeal is defective. Why did they refuse to do their job as honorable justices? Was it because they knew it would have amounted to judicial gymnastics if they had gone into details of Tinubu's drug money forfeiture? They didn't want such a precedent to be in their name? Was that why they refused to address the issues? We will never know. Under this same CJN, a judge threw away someone's petition because he used the word purported to describe the results that INEC declared in his petition. It's a free-for-all. The judges are contesting for who will outdo each other in perversion of justice. So the reputation and image of the judiciary under the current Chief Justice is at the lowest in Nigeria's history. They don't have any image to protect in the first place. So no judge can take it any lower because they are already at the lowest they can sink. People no longer have any confidence in them. They know that they will dispense justice to the highest bidder, as was shown by the appeal court justices that heard the Kano governorship election appeal. a situation where they had two different copies for any outcome, whether in favor of the petitioner or in favor of the respondent. Anyhow it turns, who is the highest bidder, they will issue you your own CTC. What a shame. Under this same CJN, an appeal court justice deemed it necessary, or was it guilty conscience, to defend the judgment he and his colleagues delivered that sacked elected PDP National Assembly members from Plateau State. The Justice Abdulaziz Waziri said this in Yola, Adamawa State, during the 2023 Law Week conference. This is very strange, a judge addressing the judgment he delivered in a public forum. Has this ever happened before? Trying too hard to justify what they did is a little bit overboard. In fact, it shows that they are worried about the travesty of justice. When it suits them, they call it a pre-election matter. When it doesn't suit them, they call it a post-election one. Which one is it? And in this case, he said it's a pre-election and a post-election matter. It's only in Nigeria that judges expend so much energy dwelling on technicalities instead of interpreting the law and applying it. In Nigeria, there's no law that judges will not circumvent with laughable excuses. Who will hold them accountable? Who will hold them responsible for the travesty of justice that they dish out every day? Who will bring them to justice? Everyone is focused on corrupt politicians, but judges are more dangerous. They destroy our democracy more than politicians. Democracy thrives when all parties respect the rules and, most importantly, rule of law. When people that are supposed to interpret the law are corrupt and in bed with politicians, there's no hope for democracy. It is gone. So corrupt judges are more dangerous. Have you ever seen a judge condemned to prison in Nigeria? Is it not a fellow judge that will condemn him to prison? They watch out for each other. No matter what a judge does, it's very difficult for him to be punished for it. All he can get is a sack and he will go home to enjoy his loot. This is why Injustice Falola will never pay for colluding with scammers to rob a bank. Yes, after he is sacked, is he not a fellow judge that will try him in court? When judges are corrupt, they corrupt the entire system because it is in their court that criminals are brought and held accountable. So once a criminal is able to bribe his way out, he can't be held accountable. This is the reason for the collapse of law and order in Nigeria.
DJ